It's exactly what he's on, light side. I'll take a look, Artie. I'm going to look at it on my other screen, though. Ooh, I see a Kiora. I'm going to look at it on my other screen. Hmm. Okay, I see an Ashiok in the board. Narset? Sweet. There's so many different planeswalkers in this. Hmm. Are we sure we know what this guy is on? I mean, I thought the same thing you guys did, that he's on Storm. I did think the same thing. Maybe Storm or maybe a Delver with a weird draw. It's possible. There's the Electroman. We can just path it. It's fine. Question is, do you want to draw step path or do you want to just path now to bash him with a Snapcaster? I mean, draw step pathing isn't even all that exciting against Storm because they get some value out of this potentially. This might still just be better to just get this out of the way. Not that I think he'd block with the Electromancer on the Snappy anyhow. I'm thinking of this spell. I'm thinking of this one. Because I used to just like wait to path its Desperate Ravings. I'm thinking of instant draw 2 cards, discard. I used to just let the Goblin Electromancer go and then try to path it in like the upkeep or draw step. And then I quickly realized something. That they usually try to squeeze some value out of it. No, he's just mainboarding the bolts. It's a fine snare target. So this is the extra snare. I think it's important to get a clock on these guys. I do. And the Snapcaster wasn't all that exciting at the time when we could have played it. My 25 land list usually doesn't have that much trouble getting to 4 lands, but you sometimes won't. And this is a case where we're not. Put him to 9. Alright, there's the Ravings. Yep. Wonder how many mainboard bolts he's running. Another bolt? Okay. He's only got 2 more Electromancers in the deck. I think I am going to go for a Helix. That's fine. In this matchup, we don't transmute with this usually. It's just a hard counter in this matchup. Just fine. I mean, we'll counter the Pyromancer Ascension, but that's what the snares are for. Counters most of the other things that we need to counter. I was hoping to draw a land there, though, so I could, like, snap Helix and then finish him off that way. I think he's trying to stick the Ascension here. That would be a reason not to snare the Electromancer. What you got? I mean, half his mana sources are tapped down, so we'll see. Alright, Morphos. Okay. Couple different options. I can snap Path or Electroman. That never feels great if he has another couple rituals or a ritual. Could just muddle this, and then he's only on 2 more cards of gas. Let me think here for a moment. But no, this looks sweet. Thanks for sharing it, Artie. Definitely looks like a labor of love, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate trading the muddle with a Metamorphose. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not. It's really not the worst thing in the world. Morphos is not good juju either. Like, most of the things that screw us at this point, for lack of a better term, are snareable. I mean, here I would consider Snap Path the Electromancer. I mean, my assumption is he's just going to use the Electroman to cheapen the cost of the Ravens in the end step. Or not. If this is a Passive Flames kill, I'm pretty toast regardless. He's on 3 now. I mean, him not going for this Flashback Ravings is pretty suspect of a Passive Flames potential kill. That's scary. Okay. What you got? Don't ask that question to a Storm player, even if it's only like 2 or 3 cards. Oh, is he passing? Oh. Or he just wants to swing the Electro first. Instead, they'd almost trade Snappy with the Electroman there. Just like block and kill it. It's the end side you're interested in, Johnny, not the odd side, trust me. Although we have used it to some success in the past. The odd side, but... No, the end side is what's exciting about the card, trust me, especially with Brain. Right, there's a Raving. This is Magic Online. Alright, there's the Ascension. I mean, I'm tempted to Snap Snare. There's really little... There's little I can do if I just snare. If I Snap Snare, at least I'm getting a clock on the table, and we top up what we win. Getting beat by mainboard negate? What? I almost would Snap Snare here. He already knows about the snare in my hand, so it's like, this is obviously a bait spell, but at least I'm getting a clock on the table. The only benefit to spell snaring from hand is that I get to cast the odds on maybe a big spell that we're afraid of. But against Storm, you have to win the flip. Against other decks, it's okay if you lose the flip. But against this archetype, you have to win the flip anyway. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, we're hoping to what? We're hoping to spike the burn spell. snap Logic Knot. How? This is 2 mana. I think I'm supposed to get the clock on the table. I mean, he might be sitting on the 3rd bolt. 3rd bolt? Yeah, it'd be the 3rd bolt. But all in all, I don't hate the play. No, I don't have enough mana to do that, Big Boswell. It's all good though. Suggestions are always nice. Bolt my Snapcaster? Oh, he did have the other one. Okay. Oh, Fountain. There you are. I almost would shock. Like, the command... Not that command gives me all that much control over what's about to befall us. The 2 life points don't matter that much. He also knows about the command, so might as well just... Okay. Gives us a hard counter for Passing Flames, basically. Here's the question, do you want a Cryptic bounce the Electromancer? Doesn't feel great. If I do, though, when it comes back down, the Snare is live. So that's relevant. Might be return draw. Hang on. We'll bounce it. We have to snare it when it comes back down. There's a bolt. He's almost dead. Okay. Unless you want to bolt the Electromancer. And then you get to snare another Ascension. Oh, you're getting beat by main board negate. I mean, I've seen plenty of standard builds do that. Okay. Kind of want to... I'm happy with either result on this. I'm happy with winning the coin flip on this. I'm also happy with... I'm happy with tails on this one. What did we get? Heads or tails? We got... Heads. Okay. That's fine. I was actually almost hoping for a tails. Ball says just bolt. Oh, you mean bolt and then odds? That seems terrible. Because there's the potential you lose the flip on that one, Balls McGee. You usually want to use odds ends when both heads and or tails have implications, but honestly this is just for like things like Throne or Bogles, to be honest with you. You hardly use it for the counter side, unless it's like a counter. If it's a counter war, that's fine. Brain's the draw. Brain go. If you're cheeky, bolt, hold priority, hope it fails. Hope it's tails, yes you could. But it never seems to do that for me when I need it to. Usually not, Balls McGee. We know his hand is at least one Goblin Electromancer. What sucks is we just couldn't finish those last couple life points. You don't want to go draw go against Storm for too long. We're probably already dead here. That was the Electroman? Okay. I think unfortunately I have to snare this and then he sticks the Pyromancer and you just hope the Pyromancer's Ascension, you just hope he doesn't have enough gas to go for it.